There we go. This is a cool part where I can find that plug. So there's our plug we just put in. Hey guys, Grevo Tools. So I have already bypassed the safety switch on this heat gun, so I'm able to turn it on without having to use this annoying lever. When I was in there, I thought about just taking the switch out, and the problem I had with that is then I'm going to have this hole all the way through because that switch goes all the way through this body. So I came up with this idea. It's a little bit on the hack side to plug that hole, and I'm kind of curious how this is going to work because I'm going to put hot glue to fill that hole in a heat gun. Yeah, you see where I'm going. So I'm just going to give it a shot, see what happens. Once we're in there, I can show you how I modified this already to bypass the switch without removing the lever. So yeah, we'll see. You've got 2, 4, 6, 8 screws here, and this clamshell will come off. If this is the first time you're doing this, this sticker up here is going to hold you up, so you're going to have to slice that. Now, that being said, I could see Milwaukee saying, well, the user was in there and now you voided your warranty. I've heard some guys say that that's now like, what the heck? That is not the case, and that you can open up your own tools, they're your property, and they have to honor your warranty. Now, that being said, this guy right here is our little safety switch, and what I have done, so that, well, that spring sits in the right spot, but that goes up. Before, this little arm coming off here extended down, it would catch the switch. So I just took another handy dandy Milwaukee tool here and just sanded that right off. But I still don't like the fit of how it feels in my hand. My finger, you can see kind of through the camera how my finger wants to go right where that switch is. It's still kind of in my way. So we're gonna try this. You know what, actually, maybe what we should do, is this gonna work? All right, so I'm gonna let this heat up. Actually, where is, look at that, I already had it out from a different project. We're gonna get the thermal imager out, and we're gonna see how hot it gets in that area. Sorry if you can't hear me well, I'm trying to preheat my gun here. Reason being because hot glue is going to melt under temperature, and I'm not sure if this is too close. Using the gun, I haven't had any problems where I've felt any heat on the casing, so that's why I think it's gonna work. But cool as a cucumber right there. 77 degrees. I don't know how, sorry. I'm trying to use a camera in a camera. That's not super easy. So, I mean, you can see my hand on the right is much warmer. And yeah, wow, okay. So this is fairly well heat insulated. Well, I think the heat's probably coming from, you can actually, cool thing about this, you can actually cross the picture with the thermal imager. So the heat's coming from up there, which is, this is just your fan. So we're still a little ways away. And we are at, sorry, not trying to get the glare in, but I'm trying to hold this gun. You guys probably can't see the reading, but 520 degrees on the tip there. So that's about where she gets anyway. Oh, you can see the electricals warming up under there. Here's kind of the picture-in-picture of that. Cool part about this gun, it's easy to trace that down. See that wire running up? It's just wire coming off the switch. But we're still plenty cool down here, running 73. room temperature almost. 80. Sorry, you guys are getting a nasty glare on that. I'm not very good at videoing. But even that fan housing, we're still sitting at 75 degrees. All right, so let's give it a shot. So what we're gonna do here is just take some masking tape, and I'll show you on the other side. And I'm just gonna put that right around, seal it in nice and good. And we are gonna do the same. Probably should pull this guy off. Careful now, that tip is hot. I'm gonna forget that and burn myself before this video is over. I guarantee it. Okay, same thing over here. And we have, and get the goober off of that. Hot glue gun. This guy, I think they make colored sticks you can just get at craft places. This is actually for paintless dent repair, black stick, just because I don't want clear on my black and red Milwaukee tool. Jeez, I'm gonna forget that. So now I want it turned up all the way because I want it to try and fill in the void in there as best as possible. I'm gonna shoot the shmoo in there. And we're just gonna go to level. Now, I don't guarantee this is gonna be a lifetime plug, but this is kind of a thing to remember. Just trying to get that all the way in there. That looks pretty decent from the bottom side, what I can see through the tape. I don't guarantee this is gonna be a lifetime plug, but this is something you can use when you need a plug to fill something that's not holding pressure or anything important. Hot glue. And I'm pretty sure you can just go to a craft store and get all different sorts of colors and whatever. Like I said, I just have this paintless dent removal black color. The colors are indicative of which temperature you use it for. So we are gonna let that set up a little bit. Yeah, thermal imager. That's fun. So you can see where the hot glue is. I want to keep this level though, just because I shot it in there on the high heat of the high quality Aero hot glue gun. It's gonna take it a little bit, and it's plenty runny when it's like that, and so it'll actually start pouring back out. So we got to give it a second. And so now this piece over here is just junk. We will cut the video and rejoin in a second since my heater kicked on anyway, and that's annoying. Okay guys, well, we are cooling down. In the meantime, once it cooled down enough, I put it back together so you didn't have to just watch me do that. Nothing too complicated about that. So like I said, we pulled this part out. You could just grind that off. It's just my finger kept wanting to rest there, and my gun, my tool, I'm gonna do what I want with it. This thermal imager is pretty neat just because of some of the stuff you can do with it. So right now you can see that heat is up right through that line. So this is a comparison of the, like on the left is just the camera view of what I'm looking at. So the pointers are in the same spot. So that heat that's left over from the hot glue is still about 90 degrees. You can, these are just smaller versions. Already saw that. Here is the outside is a picture, so I could move up and then see what I'm looking at. And then the inside is the thermal imager. So yeah, this new model thermal imager is pretty neat. Some of the FLIR ones out there, I guess guys really like, but some of the features this had like that, I think FLIR has them too, probably for cheaper. But he made me a good deal. This is the cool part, how, you probably can't see that well. There we go, a little less glare. You can actually take and blend the two images. Anyway, sorry. Cool tool, very handy. So now the big reveal. Let's see what our little magic plug looks like. Oh, it's sticking. Of course. I think it peeled the sticky. Yeah, it peeled the sticky right off the tape. All right, let's try this side. Yeah, same thing. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see that, but the adhesive is still on there from the tape. But other than that, looks pretty good. So let me think. What do I have? Let's just grab this. This is probably a little more aggressive than I want to get. This is Goo Gone. This stuff is nasty. Let's see if I can get some of that adhesive off. There we go. Look at that. It's like it's factory. Oh, sorry, I don't even have my lights on. Forgot to turn it back on. You can probably see a little better. That's almost like a factory finish right there. It kind of blends right in. Looks like it was made that way. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that. So I'm going to kind of trial by fire this and put what is that, 9 amp hour battery on, and let her heat up for a while and see what happens to my homemade patch. So I'll have a little follow up here in a second. All right, guys, so we are coming up on about 10 minutes of this thing running nonstop. One thing I want to show you, so I wasn't sure even what the heat temperature that this would melt at was. So here is the glue gun. We're at 170-ish degrees and still not melting. Just starting to melt a little bit. So we're probably about 160 degrees, give or take, that's going to take to start working. Now this guy, get my camera back here so you can eliminate the glare. All right, so wait for my thermal camera to catch up. So we've got this hot spot right here. We're sitting at 124 degrees. But if we find, there we go. This is a cool part where I can find that plug. So there's our plug we just put in. 105, 106 degrees, just above it. All looks about the same. So if I hold that right there, yeah, we're not heating up too much. So I think we'll be totally fine. We are 2 bars on the battery. Now I never use this gun to this kind of an extent. I use it strictly, well, 95, 98% of the time for heat shrink. And so it's on and then off so I don't zip tie here. Let's, God damn you. All right, that's better. All right. Whew. That was good enough. I should have done a runtime test while I was at it, but I didn't really think about it. So yeah, so our plug, we're only at 106 degrees, and we got to be up over 150 to start melting that. So pretty darn good, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know what you guys can see there. I rubbed a little red off being a little over aggressive with the Goo Gone there, but that kind of blends right in with the factory grip there. Much more comfortable in the hand. Don't have to worry about goobers getting in there, whatever it may be. So there you go. That's my hack. Like I said, you could just file that little teat off and leave this in there, or you could just pull this out and not even put the plug in. But remember this trick. I've done similar plugs on a number of different things. Sometimes I just use regular hot glue. Again, it's not a pressure plug. It's just something to seal the hole. But I'm pretty happy with how the look turned out on this to even match. It looks like Milwaukee just put it there. So, yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. And let me know what you think down below. I could use some subscribers because I'm pretty new and I'll be that guy and beg a little bit. I don't want to be that. It's just I want to get some of these cool things out there. And so feel free to let me know what you think. And yeah, sorry I'm not better at YouTube.